Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 11 of Follow a Sketch February, a hop started by Sandy with Scrapping Reflections. And this is the sketch today. It is by Brenda Ragsdale and I completely decided to go with Christmas since that's what is on the sketch. Plus I have lots of Christmas pictures that I need to use and get documented. Plenty so that I can continue through Christmas throughout the year and then some. So I have these fun pictures of my two kids and my niece and nephew. I'm going to use A Perfect Christmas by Echo Park. I have some scraps left and one piece of paper, not including the ones I have pulled out for this layout. So this is the page, and I'm going to do a little bit of some strange stuff today on this layout. I'm trying to be a little adventurous, you all. So I pulled this stencil out. It's the brick stencil from Scrapping Reflections, which I felt was super appropriate. And I am going to make this little triangular bit at the bottom with my stencil. And then I've got a cut apart that I'm going to use instead of a third picture. And I'm going to try and use up some of the embellishments on this plethora of Christmas stickers. I have more, but they are like white, and they were not going to work with this collection because it's more of an off-white cream color. So there's my scraps that I want to use up there at that top little bit and map my picture with at least one of those. And so hopefully this will turn out okay. Here are the inks that I am going to look at using, and hopefully it will not be a disaster. So I've got my papers, my embellishments, my inks, my pictures, and the sketch. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I put down the stencil and I am using fossilized amber. I love this color. It is not bright yellow. It's more of a glowing yellow. And I love that with Christmas because I feel like it is more fitting than like a shiny sunshine yellow, which is more summery to me. So as I am about halfway done with this, I realize that I've come all the way down, which was my plan, but then it didn't dawn on me that there is a strip below the triangle. That is where the title goes and some other this and that. And so I decide that I'm going to make a strip of green bricks at the very bottom. I don't know. I mean, what I should have done was cut a bigger piece of paper off of this and then mat it on like a black background or something. Did I do that? Not necessarily. Actually, I do, but not the way I'm thinking right now that I'm looking back. But I am not hating this layout. It's actually pretty cute in my opinion, but it was a little strange. And like I said, I added this green, I think it's Rustic Wilderness, onto the bottom for that little strip of where the title and stuff is. So I'm going to work this out. I trim not a half an inch, but maybe a little more than a third of an inch off so that I have a border. And then I'm going to set that aside so it can dry and set a little bit so I don't smear paint or ink everywhere. So I do love that stencil. It's one of my absolute favorite stencils. I have a hard time picking because I love the stars and the clouds and, well, you know. But they are a lot of fun to work with and easy to clean when you're using ink. Paste is a different story, but nothing's easy to clean when you use paste. I'm going to get there, you all. I'm going to get over the mess of mixed media and enjoy it. So I'm at my first picture, which is the one that is tucked behind. I matte that in that green and cream color. And then I matte it again on black, so it's going to stand out on this light colored paper. And then I matte the second picture, which is the one on the bottom, in a cream instead of white, since this is a cream colored collection. And then I matte it with both of another thin border of black. So it also will stand out against that yellow brick work. So I'm just kind of laying this on my table, trying to see if I'm liking the way that it's going to lay out. And so then I'm going to attach this to the background paper which I helped because I got to cut off a bit of the side that did not get done. And you can see that top part of the corner is not completed. I'm okay with that. I don't have any issues with that. I love the way these brick stencil looks. That little strip of green at the bottom is a little weird, but I'm going to cover a little of that up. So first I'm going to do the little embellishment cluster up at the top, and I just have two pieces of scrap paper that I just lay down. I think one's a branding strip and the other one is just a little scrap that was left over from when I trimmed it off of a layout. And this is why I keep everything, because I can always use that. So then I take this strip, this border strip, and it's got a scallop on it and everything, and I take that from the Perfect Christmas collection that I'm using, and so then I just trim off the end of it, and that helps cover up and make that separation between the yellow and the green. My original thought is that if the yellow didn't look right, I'd do the green instead, but then I just went with it. So I am now going to start putting down the pictures. Now in the sketch, the one in the back is tucked behind that triangle. Well, obviously I can't do that because I have, I guess I could have cut my paper to tuck it in, but I didn't. But I'm going to tuck it in behind this picture. So it's pretty much the same concept, except you're not getting that one little bit right there that's, tucked behind the triangle. But I am perfectly fine with that. Like I said, I love the way this turned out. I like the inking in the background, and like that green strip at the bottom is not in your face and weird. Okay, it's weird, but it's not, the first thing that you look at when you look at this layout. I feel like the pictures are the focus, which is the point. So I need a little embellishment up here at the top. So my goal was I wanted to use the Santa, the elf, and the angel, because while you can't tell very well right now, in the background to the back right of the kids, there are figures on my mom and dad's mantle or hearth, and there's an angel, a Santa, an elf, Mrs. Claus, maybe that's it. And so I thought that those would be perfect, but there really was nowhere for the Santa to go unless I cover up more of that brick, and that's kind of seemed pointless. I don't mind covering some of my mixed media, but I don't want to cover all of it. So I put the elf where that little tag is sticking out in the sketch. I put that elf there, and I thought that looked really cute, kind of peeking out. And then I put that little "don't get your tinsel in a wad" or something like that, or in a tangle. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle. The kids were being funny. My mom and dad had bought them these really hysterical glasses and hats, and so they were wearing them, and my dad is sitting there taking their picture because, well, they're pretty entertaining children, and my father loved to buy these crazy things for them. So I put these silver stars where she's got stars on her sketch. I put some silver stars by the Paper Studio up here, and then I add one to the end of this little red border strip that I cut from one of the sticker sheets, and I end up bringing another one in for the other end of that because it stops abruptly because it's the beginning of that where the branding strip goes, and it looked kind of weird since the whole thing was little circular snowflakes, so I end up putting a star there. And you really can't see the silver stars very well on that paper, but I'm okay with that. And in person, you see them a little bit better. So there's a little word phrase under there that says "'tis the season" on the sketch. So I pull out my Tim Holtz word phrases, and I think this one says something about not letting anybody dim their shine, or something about shining, and I thought that was appropriate for these pictures because my kids and my niece and nephew are definitely very much individuals, and no one's gonna dim their shine for sure. So here is the sketch again by Brenda, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I would definitely do it again, maybe even use the paper layers instead of the stenciling, but I am really enjoying pulling my stencils out and using them. And look at that little angel. So here, See, look at those crazy kids. And then all those little doodads in the back. My mom and dad have all the things. So I hope that you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all will come back again tomorrow. I have a Follow Sketch February every day this month, and there are so many other people playing along. You can follow by looking at the hashtag, which is going to be in the description box, and you can look here, Facebook, and on Instagram. And of course, you can go to Scrapping Reflections on Facebook for the sketches. I hope you all have a fabulous day, and happy scrapping!